Hello everyone, my name is Olorunfemi Kende and welcome to the Utme Past Questions Review. Today we are going to review 2018 UTME Past Questions number 1 to 25. Follow me as we do this together. The privatization of public enterprises will lead to the efficient management of resources in the economy. This development can be best described as positive friendly is what is, while innovative deals with what also to be. Number 2, the type of business that entitles the owner to a fixed rate of dividend is preferred stock. Stock preferred to a bundle of shares. So if you have a preference, shareholder will be entitled to a fixed rate of dividend. The third question, in the long run, all production factors are variable. The period of time is long enough to vary the production factors. That is, all production factors are subject to change. They are not constant. Let's move to the fourth question. Commercial bank reserves and its central bank is aimed at controlling credits and money supply. Central bank requires all commercial banks to keep some amount of money, some deposit with them, in order to control credits. That is the amount of money commercial banks can give out as loan, and to control the amount of money in circulation in the economy. Question 5. If the standard deviation of a given data is 8.2, find its variance. When we go back to the root formula, standard deviation is equal to square root of variance. In this case, is 8.2 equals to square root of variance. To cancel this square, we take the square of both sides. 8.2 squared equals to square root of variance squared. This square we can, and this square of 8.2 is 67.2 equals to variance. So our final answer is 67.2. That's option C. Number 6. The ultimate objective of economics is to make use of scarce resources. Remember, resources are scarce while wants are unlimited. So the major objective of economics is to make wise use of scarce resources to satisfy consumers' unlimited wants. Let's move on. The saving deposit to the commercial bank is called near money assets or anything that can be easily converted. We have number 8. A major determinant of the demand for luxury goods, in this case I'm using a car as an example, is the income of consumers. The higher the income of consumers, the higher will be their demand for such a commodity. A luxury good does not obey the law of demand. Moving on to question 9. When the variable is associated with time period, it is a flow. It's not static like we have in this picture. The next question, question 10. The factor of production that has the highest degree of mobility, that is, can move very well, is labor. Labor can move both geographically from one place to another and occupationally from one job to another job or within the same line of work. We have question 11. The minimum number of shareholders for joint stock companies is 2. Joint stock company is also known as limited liability company. The minimum is 2. If a demand curve intercepts a perfectly inelastic supply curve shifts rightward, we have the demand curve. We have a perfectly inelastic supply curve. This is the first one. Now we have him intersecting with the supply curve that shifts rightward. This is the second supply curve that is shifting rightward. So what will be the effect? The effect is that only the price is on this axis, only the price will increase. You can see it from here. The price increases to other points. Then number 13, the basic economic problems of society include what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. In an open economy, GNP is measured as C plus I plus G plus X plus M. C represents consumption, I represent investment, X is exports, while N is imports. In such an economy, the border is open to international trade, so there will be exports and imports. Number 15, in a developing economy, productivity is measured by output-labor ratio. That is the quantity of output of products that can be produced by labor. That's what determines the productivity of the worker. We have 16. The need to construct a scale of preference is necessitated by scarcity and the need for choice. Scale of preference becomes very important. Like this is important for us to arrange our wants order of priority because there is scarcity of resources and there is need to choose between several alternatives. Number 17. The privatization exercise in Nigeria is a move towards a market economy. It's a move towards a market economy that is to make the economy become more efficient. Number 18. The mean is a best measure of central tendency because it is a balancing point in an observation. Yes, in the mean we are going to make use of all the number available in data, so it balances is a balancing point in an observation. It's the middle one. We have a next question. If the price per unit is 2 naira, what is the average revenue when 6 men are employed? We have 6 men being employed and the total revenue here is 650. Average revenue is total revenue divided by quantity. In this case, the number of men. Average revenue equals to 660 divided by 6. 6 and 6, 1, 6 and 6, 1, 6 and 0, 0. Our average revenue is 110. That's option A. Moving on to question 3. The current state of the economy is depicted in the curve 1. The movement of curve 1 to 2 suggests that movement from this point to this point. At this point we have this, and to point 2 we have this. So what it means is that there's an improvement in technology, then an improvement in capital goods, technology, but not the consumer goods technology. Now, moving on to question 21. We have when elasticity is 0, the demand curve is perfectly inelastic, which is seen here. And the demand curve is parallel to price axis. Number 22, the growth and development of small and medium scale enterprise in Nigeria is hampered. This is hindered majorly by poor access to credit facilities in form of loan and other financial assistance. Which of the following is not a direct tax? Direct tax is a tax that is levied on income of individuals and companies, while indirect tax is levied on goods and services. Purchase tax is not indirect tax. This is rather an indirect tax. Number 24. If the price of the bulk pen falls from 1 naira to 0.6 naira and quantity demanded increases from 200 to 300, calculate the price elasticity of demand. Our formula is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change. So we'll do the numerator first. Percentage change in quantity demanded, that would be 300 minus 200. 300 within the new quantity and 200 within the old, divided by the old quantity demanded, 200 multiplied by 100. And for price, the new price is 0.60 and the old price is 1 over 0 divided by 1. 1 is our new price multiplied by 100. 300 minus 200 will give us 100 over 200 times 100. This is 0.4. We are taking the absolute value. 0.4 over 1 times 100. This will go to 100 will give us 50%. And 0.4 times 100 will give us 40%. This percentage will go 0 will go 4 in 5 will give us 1.25. So the elasticity of demand, the price elasticity of demand is 1.25, option C. To the last question for today. If the price elasticity of demand for a good is 0.43, an increase in the price of the good will result in a net gain. This 0.43 means demand is inelastic. That means a change in price brings about it has a little effect on the quantity demanded. And because of that, it will lead to a net gain. The total revenue will increase. Total revenue, the price times quantity. With that, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. See you next time.